Hi, and welcome to another 2-minute table talker with the HanDrinksSolo Wine Club, this time on Feudo di Santa Croce's Megale Negroamaro. Now, Negroamaro is a grape whose name means black and bitter, so it's not a great introduction, but stick with him, he gets better. Now, previously we've spoken about guys like Giulio Bertrand, who founded Morganster Estate, and he was a man who came from Piedmont in Italy, essentially to retire in the Cape Winelands. And then he looked up at the mountains around him in the Helderberg and thought, this looks exactly like home. And so he planted grapes, just like home. Now, Piedmont is up in the very north of Italy, whereas Puglia, from whence this beauty hails, is way down south on what is essentially the heel that is the boot of Italy on any map of the Mediterranean. But despite that little geographical difference, the principle, in my mind at least, remains the same. In fact, some might argue that the comparison between the dry, hot Mediterranean climate of southern Italy is even more similar to the Cape Winelands than the northern mountainous region of Piedmont. Now, in Puglia, the premium growing region is Salento, which is again where this estate is from. The fruit in this wine is farmed by the Tenazzi family, the owners of the estate Feudo di Santa Croce. On this estate, they also farm grapes like Primitivo di Manduria. Now, Primitivo in other parts of the world is known as Zinfandel, or if it's in Croatia, Primitivo. But enough about that. Let's get back to Negroamaro. Now, truly, we can talk about geography and maps and Mediterranean climate and hot and dry places. But really, I think it's in the glass that the comparison becomes most obvious to some of the wines we are more familiar with here in South Africa. Despite being from an old world country like Italy, there's a distinct new world flavor to this wine. Lashings of ripe black plum, hints of vanilla, a touch of caramel, and even a little bit of spice on the back. It's beautifully soft, and so it's comparable to some of our plusher, riper Shirazes. There's also this savory, smoky game note, which you might compare to a Mourvèdre. Not that I feel the point is to say that it tastes like a Shiraz. I think sometimes as South Africans, we get locked into this idea that there are only 4 or 5 red cultivars, and once we've tried them all, that's it. So in this vein, it's really good news to know that in Italy alone, there are 400 cultivars at least that are being commercially farmed. And if you want to go down to the obscure ones, there's over 2,000 grape types in Italy alone. And this sort of thing gets me excited for 2 reasons. Not only because of the thousands of cultivars that are out there to be discovered and tried and interrogated, but also because Italian wine has been going on a bit of a global conquest of late, which means they are more readily available in South Africa than they have ever been before. They also happen to be some of the best value international bottlings that we can get, tucked all the way down on the bottom end of Africa, especially wines from the south of Italy like Campania and Puglia and Sardinia and Sicilia. The reason I think it's important for us as a club to explore international wines is so that when we come back to explore South African bottlings, we have a far broader framework within which to understand the unique offering that South African wines can offer to the rest of the world. Okay, so if this is your first Negroamaro ever, I would so love to hear your thoughts. Does it remind you of any South African wines, or is it completely different to anything you've tasted? Leave a review at the bottom of the info video page. Or if you have any questions about Negroamaro or about Feudo di Santa Croce as an estate or the Tenazzi family, feel free to ask those questions and I will do my best to get back to you as soon as possible.